Hi, and thanks for tuning in to Woman2Woman today on Our Live for JC. I'm TT,
And I'm
and
Shirley.
and we're your co-hosts on Woman2Woman. Today we're going to be talking about a couple of incidences involving children and the death of children. One popular incident is where the man left the young toddler in the car and it passed, and there's another incident that happened in Texas. And we just wanted to come and talk to you about that today, share our thoughts, and hopefully hear your thoughts on the matter as well in these two situations. The incident in Texas, Shirley's going to go over the incident in Texas. She has the article pulled up. What happened in Texas, Shirley? Because I'm not familiar with that one.
Okay. There was this couple, like 20, I think the boyfriend is like 20 years old and the girl is like 17. They had a little girl. But the little girl was not her boyfriend's baby. It was this other guy's baby. Well, apparently they had an argument, and so the boyfriend beat the little baby girl. She was 18 months old, and then stomped her to death. And then the mama had the audacity to go and help him bury this baby girl.
What?
I don't understand. How you going to let some man beat your child, kill them, and then you got to help them bury them? Really? Up under a bridge.
Stomped her to death?
Stomped her.
How old did you say she was?
The baby is 18 months old.
Almost going on 2 years old.
Yep.
Stomped a child to death.
Yep.
You know how that baby must have hollered and screamed.
You know, at a certain time, you know, when you're, just like an adult, when you're getting punched and kids, and at a certain time, your body just goes numb. So in her case, I hope that's what happened to her, because I don't think I want to imagine pain. 18 months old. I mean, she can't even talk good yet. You know?
I can't like that. Just imagining that. I mean, he could have broke a neck. I mean, just stomp a child to death.
I know. I just don't get
How
it.
cruel and violent that is. I don't care what a child did.
The thing about it is the child didn't do anything. They had a disagreement.
They had a disagreement.
So I guess that's his way of getting back at her, is by killing her baby. But the bad thing about it is, okay, now, and maybe y'all wrong for saying this, if that were me and I have a baby and I got a boyfriend who is not my baby's mama, the first time you put your hand on my child to hurt them, guess who's going to jail? I'm going to call the police myself, and I'm going to be waiting on them, because you're not going to hurt something that I had to grow inside of my body for 9 months and nurture and take care of. And just because you mad at me, you going to kill my child, ain't going to go down like that. No, ma'am. No.
Even if I didn't have that child, I'm taking care of that child. I'm going to protect that child.
Absolutely. By any means necessary. But I have a question. Speaking of babies, you're a new mommy.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to congratulate you once again on your accomplishment.
Thank you. Yay. I'm still stuck in stomp mode about this baby thing.
I know.
So I want to know, okay, so he's got to be locked. When did this happen?
This happened on last Friday.
Last
Friday.
week. Okay, yep. So they haven't had a trial or nothing, but I'm sure he's arrested at this point, right?
Yep.
Okay, what happened to her? Because you said she went and helped him get the stuff to bury the child.
Yep.
And she didn't call the police or nothing. How did they find out about this child?
You know what? I haven't read the full article, but I think that I need to glance through it, because what it says is on Monday they arrested the boyfriend. His name is Joshua Beard, and he's the boyfriend of the toddler's mom. And then he already has been in jail before, in jail for some unrelated cases. So he already has some issues. But this time they're saying he's facing capital murder charges in the death of, the baby's name is, I think it's Talia. And the mom has not been arrested, but I feel like she needs to be.
What?
Exactly. This is what she said. After Beard killed the child, Batella told the police she and Beard dug the grave and buried the child near Springtown, which is it's in Parker County, which is about, I want to say it's about 45 minutes from where we live. And I'm like, how is it that She's not been arrested yet. I don't get that.
I'm like, was she forced to do
it? To the grave. She took the police officers to the grave. That's probably why they're still, reviewing all the information or whatever. But the man, he's still in jail, and he needs to be there. And they're saying that bail has not been set for his case yet. I don't think he needs to get out, because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. When he goes to prison and they find out why he's in there, he ain't going to survive. Mm-hmm. Oh, my goodness. Okay, you know what it says? It says the mother screamed at him, but Beard kept hitting the baby over and over again, leaving the child with bruises all over her body. Girl, I would have got a baseball bat or something and cracked him upside his head.
She was there. That was my question. I was going to ask you, was she there?
Wait, and then it says the child also had bite marks on her body. Do you not understand? They abused this baby. Oh, then he said the baby, she said that the baby, the boyfriend picked up the baby, whom he called the little demon, and he threw her hard on the bed that she bounced off and landed on the floor, where he just kept repeatedly stomping her in her stomach. And then it said at some point the baby stopped breathing, and the couple tried to do CPR, but she had died. Oh, my goodness. And then they put the baby's body in the trunk of her car and drove to Parker County to bury the baby. They stopped at a Walmart and bought gloves and 2 shovels. Whew, and found a remote area in this block of Sarah Lane. It's in Springtown, and dug a grave up under the bridge. And then it said the couple buried the child in a diaper and wrapped her in a blue blanket. And Beard put some logs and rocks on the dirt over the grave, and then they just left. And then they had the nerve, girl, to rent a room at the extended stay hotel.
Woo!
Okay.
Woo, stop.
Girl, oh my gosh.
She was there. So she witnessed all of this. And you mean, does it say anything in there that he was stabbed, had some wounds, hurt, or anything like that? Or she attempted to save her baby? Because ain't no way in the world I'm going to sit here. I don't care if you're a credible hope. I'm not going to sit here and let you beat my child to death.
Girl.
I'm sorry. It's going to be a knife somewhere. He's going to have some cuts, bruise or something. Bare hit something. Bat, like you said, a bat, whatever. Whatever you can get your hand. Broom, breaking everything. I'm not going to let you just kill my baby. And plus, I'm calling 911 if I can.
Hello?
If I have to just dial 911, put the phone down and go to beating. And I can holler over the phone, put speakerphone something. You need to come out here.
I got to tell you this. Listen to this. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Mackenzie asked Botello. Mackenzie is the girl's aunt. She asked the girl where the baby was, and the lady says the child was with Botello's mother. But Mackenzie later told the investigators that the grandmother, Angela Botello, told her that she had not seen the child in over a month. So on Sunday, the Arlington police were called to the hotel to investigate a report of a missing child. So after a mystery... Huh?
So the news, it's just hitting the news last week. This murder happened earlier?
It said Friday.
So like a whole month ain't nobody seen the baby?
I don't know, girl. I don't know, because this is what the aunt had said, that she hadn't seen the baby. But this is the thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now if you tell me that you haven't seen your baby in 2 days, I'm going to ask you why not. What's going on? So the investigators said that the boyfriend Botello told the investigators that her boyfriend had killed the child, but he said he didn't mean to do it. No. That's not
you meant to do that, to be stoned.
Yeah, exactly. Now, okay, so now it says that Richard Botello of San Antonio, Alexis's father, said Monday that he talked to his daughter Sunday night and she wasn't providing any details. So the daughter, she messed up in the head. And it's like, he said, I asked her what happened and where was Talia, whatever the baby's name is. And at first she said she hadn't seen the baby in a while, then 2 days. What mother doesn't know when the last time she saw her baby was? Because I don't understand.
Not unless she, they automatically assume, well, the baby must be with the biological father.
Right.
Or something. Well, I haven't seen him in 2 days. Maybe the daddy got him for 2 days. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Oh, and then the father of the baby, he's a U.S. Marine. So you already know.
Oh.
Girl. See, I don't want to talk about that no more. Because
she walking around. Wait, she hasn't been charged, right?
Nope, not yet. But I feel like she's an accessory because she
sure is.
Girl, because, T, how you going to let some man hit your baby and you're not going to do it? I don't care. I'm going to jump on your back, choke your neck, slap your ear, something.
I'm going to whoop that tail.
Girl, that's going to be a day. I'm telling you, I'm going to be in jail on that day.
Ooh.
Because, first of all, babies are gifts from God.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I don't care how angry you get, you don't hurt that child. If you don't want that child, you call the police, call the fire. They'll come and pick the baby up. So what she did is so unacceptable to me. So unacceptable.
And she has not been charged. I don't understand why she's not under charges.
Right. Well, I'm sure they're gonna get her eventually because she watched him do it. If you didn't watch, how could you explain what happened? Where he threw the baby so hard and he was kicking the baby in the stomach. Okay, you're sitting there and you're watching this happen. So you're a part of that.
I know things can happen pretty fast, but still, something gonna happen to him in that time period.
Girl.
Man, that's crazy.
Yes, it is. It's out of control.
Does this guy have any other charges previous charges or something?
They just said that he had some drug charges and stuff, so he was already crazy. So
I'm like, was the man high or something? I mean, why would you do that to a child like that? You're going to jail. I mean,
because the thing
how
about
do you get up the stomach to kill a child when you see it dying and you're hurting and you stomping it? You know what I'm saying? How you get the stomach to continue to do something like that?
I know. I don't get it.
Hear that baby hollering and everything.
But see, this is the thing that really got me when she said that he picked up the baby and he called the baby a little demon. He threw her so hard that she bounced off the bed and landed on the floor. And he continually stomped her in the stomach. And so between that time frame, at some point, she stopped breathing, which was, girl, I'm sitting, do you know I got to, oh, my God.
This was in Texas, right?
Yes. Girl. It's some crooked people in the world, but to do that, that's just a whole other level of cruelty. I don't. It
is.
I just don't understand.
That's horrible. That's so
beyond horrible.
And the other,
you got a little baby.
Other guy here. No, because I died first before I see my baby go through all that.
Girl.
I done died trying to help my baby. I ain't lying.
I'm telling you, because number one, first of all, if we're at a place where I reside, okay, I know where every knife is in this house, every pair of scissors. I have a stick. If you want to try me, go ahead on if you want to. I guarantee you, if I die, you're going to die with me. And that's for real. Because I'm not going, you don't do that to no child. You just don't. There's no reason, there's no excuse at all for that. None.
I don't even know what else to say about that. That's
cruel. That's cruel. It's hateful. It's unforgivable. I'm sorry. I just, I struggle with forgiveness anyway, and I just don't think that I could forgive a person for that. I just don't. Now, it'll take me a long time, T. A long time.
Well, we definitely got to keep that father in prayer. I can't even imagine what he's going through and thinking about what his baby went through. in her last minutes, you know.
Thank you. And what's worse is the little mom, you know, she's 17 years old, so she's still a young lady, but the whole point is you protect your children at all costs.
How old is the man again?
He's 20, and she's 17.
You can be a young, there's no excuse.
It's no excuse at all. But then the baby's dad, it doesn't say how old he is, but he's a Marine. So, you know, I mean, really?
Mm-hmm.
Girl, I'm so hurt behind that. Let me tell you how I found. I didn't even see the news at first. My husband had called me on Monday, and he said, "Babe, I just get so tired of hearing the news." I'm like, "Why? What's wrong now?" And he said, "You didn't watch TV." I'm like, "No, I came here. I started working." He said, "This man and this woman," he said, "they were a young couple." He said, "They killed the baby and buried the baby." I was like, "What?" And I was just outdone. Then I saw on TV that afternoon, and girl, if you had to see my face, I was the color of a ghost. Because I just don't get it. Let's talk about your issue. This, you know, the thing that you.
Well, I've been seeing on TV about this case of the what's this guy's name? The one that left the baby in a car. His name is
Harris is his last name.
I think it is Harris, something like that. I can't think of it. Justin Harris, 33 years old. And the story behind him is that he went to work. He was supposed to drop the baby off at daycare. Now, the baby is, about 18 months old, 22 months old. And he stopped by Chick-fil-A, got something to eat, went on to work. I'm thinking maybe the baby fell asleep and was quiet, and he, you know, maybe he don't normally take the baby to daycare and kind of slipped his mind. You know, I might could see something like that. But he went to work, left the baby in the car, about 7 hours, just baby in the car. Baby died. He gets home, and I think he doesn't discover until after he gets off work, gets back in the car, and I don't think it's when he got home. It might have been somewhere along between when he got back in the car and on his way home, he looked and saw the baby in the back seat. And the baby was already dead. He called the police and everything. And what's coming forth now in the news is that they think that he intentionally did it. Because like 5 days or so before, he had been online researching about the effects of being in a hot car or left being in a hot car. And his wife also, from some of the articles, are saying she was even researching. So it's questionable whether she was in on it, whether he did it intentionally or not. And it's just a lot going on with that issue there, as far as who's did what, who's responsible, and everything. But it's been all over the news here. But I think you just hearing about it recently yourself, right?
Yep. And you know, again, how you gonna leave your child in the car? Everybody knows. Even if you're rushing, you still know, okay, I have a routine. I take my baby to the daycare, then I go to work. If I don't stop on the daycare, something is wrong. So you said it was done intentionally. I believe that. I can definitely.
And he's sitting at work, sexting back and forth with all kinds of women. One of them was a teenager. I know. One of them was a teenager and sending pictures, girl. I mean,
nasty dog.
Yeah, sending pictures of his genitalia, and she sends pictures of her breasts back and forth, and the baby sitting out there in the car. And from one news program, the baby had scratches on his face and some abrasions in the back of his head and stuff that they're still looking into and investigating. But I forgot how hot it said that car got, but it was over 100 degrees in that car, and just sitting out there hot and about suffocating for hours and hours, no water or nothing. Poor baby. Cute little boy. And then he was also looking up, he looked up a site They found a site that he had looked up about being parent-free or something. So they're really looking at this being an intentional act. I don't see how you can kill your baby like that.
Girl.
This was his own baby, you know.
People are crazy. I'm sitting up here now because I had to go ahead on and Google this, and let me tell you what it says. It says witnesses told police that they heard squealing tires, and then this vehicle came to a stop. And then it says Harris got out of the car yelling, "Oh, my God, what have I done?" Then it says the 33-year-old father then stood there with a blank look on his face, the detective said, when the witness told Harris his son needed CPR. Harris goes to the other side of the car and makes a phone call, apparently to tell someone that his son was dead. Okay, so you going to pretend like you didn't know he was in there all that time? Really?
I mean,
that's ridiculous. I don't get it.
That poor child. I mean, and I'm still wondering if the mother, she has not been listed as a suspect yet.
Well,
I think as soon as they found some of that information on her computer about that, you know, it is questionable. But it seems like you research that and then it happens to your child.
Hold up, listen to this. Who in the name of the Father? Okay, let me calm down for a second. Okay, you ready for this?
Go ahead.
Mr. Harris had recently been passed over for a promotion, and the couple had 2 insurance policies on paper.
Yep.
One for $2,000 and one for $25,000. So you know what? After reading that, there is nothing. Girl, Stoddard also testified that Anna Harris acted how she acted when she arrived at the daycare center to pick the boy up, and employees told her Cooper had never been dropped off. See, something wrong with that. Ross must have left him in the car, she replied, according to the detective. Really? So she's insisting that her husband must have left the boy in the car. And then he testified.
That's the first thing come out of her mouth, too.
Okay. It says he also testified that when Ross and Leanna Harris were in an interview room, Ross Harris told his wife that Cooper looked peaceful and that his eyes were closed when he was removed from the vehicle. Are you serious? That's all you can see is how your son looked? Heck yeah, he looked peaceful because the baby had died. Oh,
an innocent baby died at that.
Oh, and it says the detective added that the baby boy's eyes and mouth were not closed when he was. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I just don't understand how people can be so cruel to little kids. It just don't make no sense.
He looked like a little happy little boy.
Wow.
He sure didn't deserve that.
No, he didn't.
But it is really looking very suspicious at this point. And, you know, with all that surrounding that, what happened before and leading up to. And then he's married on top of it. It doesn't seem to really bother her that they're married and he's going around sending pictures of his body parts to other women and sexing other women. She recently visited him in the in lockup. She came out crying at the end, but she still went, you know, and spent some time with him. And the news said that she was, you know, kind of being supportive at this point.
Wow.
I don't know if I had. I don't even know. What do you say? What do you say to your husband after he done forgot the child and left the baby in the car?
Well, see, okay. Again, there's a routine. Okay, T, your husband drops off your son to daycare. Then you call your husband to make sure, you know, baby get dropped off okay. Oh, snap, I forgot. Okay, let me go take him right now. Well, where's my baby? I left him in the car. Okay, there should be some communication going on every day. Because I know when I drop off my son when they were small, somebody called the other one text. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he got every day to be. I mean, he got time to be sexing and texting the other women. I don't see why he can't keep up with what's going on with his child.
He didn't want to. It's just that he didn't want to. He did exactly what he wanted to do. He left that baby in their own purpose. They had 2 insurance policies. So now that little $27,000 that they think they're going to get, they just buried the baby on Saturday in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
They what the baby? What?
They buried the baby. They already buried him.
They did.
That's just crazy. I don't understand.
And it's not a whole lot of money.
No, it's not.
I know they were having some financial problems, but that's not even a lot of money. I mean, the funeral costs will take a good chunk of that.
Hello, it's going to take at least half.
So if their motive was money, it wasn't a very, I mean, come on. It was not worth it.
They did better kind of rob a bank.
And I would think that, I would hate to think that this man was like, well, I don't want to be married anymore. I don't want to be a father anymore. I want to start over and, do what I want to do. So let me get rid of my child because it's going to be hard for me to start over with another woman. I would hate to think that was his whole purpose for doing all this.
Girl.
And then he wouldn't have to pay child support or anything. I really hope that wasn't what was going through his mind through all of this.
Because if it was,
he's proven guilty or what have you.
Just sorry. Sorry. Just say sorry. It don't make no sense. It makes absolutely no sense.
I think there was another same week somebody else left a child in the car, but it hasn't really hit the media like this case has.
I don't know. I know they've had daycares have done that before.
Yeah.
They've left kids in the back by accident. Even accidental is one thing, but on purpose, I just don't get it. I can't understand that.
That's what they're gonna have to prove in court. That's what they're gonna have to prove in court, whether it was accidental or not. But he's got a lot of stuff piling up.
Yes, he does.
Making him look more guilty than innocent. And then every time I see him on TV, he don't look sad. He don't look remorseful. He just sitting there looking like it's just gonna be over with or something. Yeah, like
and that's
taking forever. I couldn't keep myself together knowing I did something like that. Just the guilt alone. You be sobbing through the whole time. As soon as they mention my child's name or what happened or what he must have felt, well, I had to leave. Give me some tissue. I might throw up. I couldn't keep it together hearing all that.
Yep.
I wouldn't be able to keep it together. I know I wouldn't.
Oh, I know I wouldn't either.
Just sick to your stomach. Think about how your child might have suffered, going through that in a hot car.
I know. It's awful.
I know how it is in a sauna, boy. I can barely breathe in a sauna room sometimes. So
I know, right? So just to even have good, stuff like that, you just become speechless. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I didn't know what, when you said that man stomped that baby to death, I just like, what?
Girl, I know, right? It's ridiculous.
And it's almost like, would he have done that if it was his child? You're going to take this woman's child from her, that was another life that could have grew up to be a beautiful young woman with beautiful kids and, a great impact on the world.
Ridiculous.
And you just stomp her down. I mean, you wouldn't even stomp a dog down.
In this case, he might. There's just nothing that you can say for stuff like that. There's just nothing you can say.
It's not. It's just like, there's so much stuff going on. Outside of this issue, it's like stuff all over the world kicking off right now with the Russian thing and the Ukraine issue, and then you got the Middle East going off and people trying to attack Israel and Israel fighting back and bombing and stuff. I'm like, what in the world is going on?
Okay, girl. It's crazy.
And then the people coming from the border, girl, out of the kids and stuff. It's like, well, all these years, I mean, they've increased the border, increased the border security because there's been, a steady rise in immigrants coming across the border. But all of a sudden, here's an onslaught. And it's like, what happened? What's going on that there is such a bump now that all this is happening?
Okay. But you know what? Okay, wait. See, let's talk about the border issue. I was watching the news. I glanced at the news because I don't like to really watch it anymore because it's always such negative stuff. But this border patrol issue, the president was here in Texas. He was here in Dallas. And someone was saying that they felt that he needs to actually go to the border to see the issue. I don't agree with that. I don't think he needs to go to the border to see the issue because going to the border is not going to give you the solution on what to do to keep these kids from coming here. The bottom line is they need to go back where they came from and they need to focus on the kids that are here right now. How many kids are homeless, or how many kids are here in America they can't read? You closed down Dallas schools, but yet you want to open up these same schools that you closed down for the immigrants? Really? What is that saying to us? You care more about those who come here opposed to those that are already here?
That is a issue about closing the school down and I guess I know they need to find a place to do something with these kids in the meantime. And in the same sense, I can't really. You got people over there who are getting shot, killed, and forced to join gangs and kill and shoot more people, and the children don't want that, and the parents don't want that for their children, and they're sending their children to here because they feel like they can have a better life. They're sending children by themselves. Do you know what can happen to them by themselves?
Do you know about the little girls? Think about it. You got little
girls raped.
Coming across the border by themselves.
You got pedophiles. You got sex, criminals out here. Just go put them all. You know how they did in Nigerian girls at the school? They just came and got them and took them out of the school. Okay, so it's like, why are you? America is the home of the free. Okay, is it really free? Really, is it free? I don't think so. Because at some point, if the parents come, if the parents come, a lot of them might get, shot down for trying to cross the border illegally.
Right.
So they're sending the children in hopes that the children can make it. But it takes a lot to send your child on a journey like this, off by themselves to save them or to protect them from their current living environment.
Yeah, but you know what? I just always felt like no matter where you live, you can always make a change. If you live in a poor country, then you do what you need to do to get the money together and do it the right way. You want to come over here, okay, first of all, this is one issue that I have. The Muslims who wear those wraps around their faces and their heads and stuff, okay, you don't like our people, but yet you want to come over here and live here with us, but then you want to bring your culture here. No, if you come here, you need to adapt to our culture here. We don't walk around with scarves on our head and our faces and our bodies covered up like that. Because to me, I feel like that's a threat, especially after 9/11. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you got a few that will respect it. They got a few women who will respect, I want to keep my heritage, but I respect the fact that I'm not going to force this on other people. And then you got certain people that says, well, this is how it should be. I want everybody to be this way. And if they're not going to conform in this way, then they're my enemy.
Okay, but then you know what? If you want to live a certain way, then stay over there in your country where you can do that. But when you come here, you need to respect us. Because when I go to the store, and I told my husband this several times, if I'm in the store walking around and I see a guy with one of those long dress-looking things on, whatever they call them, and his head is wrapped up, I'm going to automatically be suspicious of you because it's like, okay, It's 200 degrees outside. Why are you dressed like that? You know what I'm saying? It's not right. So that's why I feel like the little kids who were pushed to sneak over here, like the president said last night, the majority of them, they will be sent back home. They need to be back home. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know all the conditions that's going on back home, but I'm pretty sure there's a reason why some of them might not need to be back home.
Okay,
but still, if all this is going on, something needs to change within this country, this government organization that they have over here. People need to speak out, do something to get to where they feel safe in their own country, or they're going to have to move. Move to a different area or something. Same thing with people overseas and whatever, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, all them little places, Pakistan, all them, Israel, all them. If you're in it's so hard from over there. Everybody looks the same halfway to me, and it's hard to tell the people with everything wrapped up and all that anyway. But it's like, how do you know who is killing who? Because everybody look the same.
They do look the same.
And it's like y'all are killing your own self, because you can't. I mean, how do y'all know who the enemy is, really? Do y'all got some stamp on your forehead to say, hey, I'm from here, I'm from here, I'm from here, you're my enemy? It's just like they're just killing everything. It's just like a bunch of, I do not want to say this, but I want to say it so bad. But it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it's like the people who are caught in the crossfire that don't want to get caught up in all this violence and stuff, I think they should remove themselves from that situation, from that area.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right.
Because I can see somebody getting sick and tired of being bullying around, all little shooting sprees and killing innocent people, and just blow that little place up off the map and just say, I'm tired, I done had enough, boom, no more problem.
But when is enough enough is the question.
It's ridiculous. And then everybody wants Obama to jump into stuff, all stuff overseas here and there. There's certain issues to where our weapons are being used in a war against us and other people.
Okay.
That they done got somewhere off the black market or bought somehow with, or took over a place like the Ukraine Center military base that got taken over. Something about our military weapons are being used in some of that and against us. And I'm like, and it's like, at what point there's so much pressure for the president to step in. And it's unfair that we have to step in or be one of the first to step in every time there's a crisis overseas. It's like nobody else can step up to get involved in something,
right?
Or to help out, or we have to do the front money for everything, to try to get involvement or situations. But at some point, if they keep allowing to expand and to take over to a certain point, then it's going to bring that force to have to fight against United States at some point. If you start taking over countries where we have allies or whatever and stuff like that, at some point I can see us stepping up and be like, hey, we ain't gonna let you get too big or too powerful or whatever to come over here and start stuff over here, especially if you're already threatening us with the little force you got going on right now anyway.
Exactly. But what's bad too is how, now the issue that we're having here with the Border Patrol, President comes, he says what he's going to say. So he's kind of pushing it back on the what is that man?
He said somebody on the government seat.
The governor,
yeah, somebody.
He said, but and he's right, And this is just my personal opinion. Why should the president be held accountable for things that other states allow to happen that have absolutely nothing to do with him? So as soon as he says, well, they need to be responsible for that, they're going to make comments that say, well, the president, as usual, is pushing stuff off on other people. This man, when he got into office, he automatically indicated that he would be held responsible for whatever happens while he was in office that was already in play. This new thing with this Border Patrol, these 2,000 kids or whatever, that's something that has nothing to do with the presidency. That has to do with how we don't have enough people on the Border Patrol, or we have enough people and they're not doing their job. That's what it boils down to, because I could tell you, going from San Diego, California, to the borderline of California and Mexico to go over to Tijuana, they stop you. They got guards there. So they stop you and they check your ID. If you do not have ID, you are not going over there.
I saw one video clip.
Back. So they blame everybody else. Nobody's being held accountable.
I saw one video clip where Obama was saying how he had tried to get something passed, but it was not voted for, shot down, or something. It had something to do with this immigration thing. He thought it wouldn't be as bad as it is now had that had been approved. But I was looking for something about. I knew he went to Texas yesterday, and I was looking for them to say something about it on the news, because we were looking at one of the local news channels. I could see him getting off the plane, waving. But you know what was the biggest thing I kept seeing on the news over and over again? How he went to go somewhere and shoot pool, and how he had a drink of beer and somebody asked him for a hit of pot.
Girl, shut your lips.
I didn't hear nothing about what he did, involving what he was going to Texas for. All that kept popping up was about pictures of him shooting pool with, I don't know if it was the governor or senator, somebody there. And they showed him sipping on a beer. And one of the people there asked him, because I think it was legalized wherever they were for pot, asked him did he want to hit, and he said no.
Wow.
That's all I saw on it yesterday.
Well, we saw his plane. They showed his plane after he landed. They had shut down a part of the freeway for a little while to allow his motorcade to go wherever they were supposed to be going. Because he went from here. He was in Dallas for about not very long, and then from there they showed him go back to his plane and get back on, and then he flew into, I want to say, Austin, which is not that far. So if they could find the time to look for stuff like him shooting pool, which I don't see when he had time to do that yesterday, because he was busy when he was here.
I don't know, but that was on the news yesterday. As soon as they got off the plane, it skipped over to him shooting pool and a beer and the pot thing. I'm like, okay, you didn't show anything about or say much of anything about what his whole purpose there was. They just go off on that part because it was, I guess they thought it was more interesting. Another thing we were talking about is that some of the people that are coming across the border are in these big cities and don't speak English and all this and that. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of bad to go off into a big area like that. I could see if it was somewhere rural, like Oklahoma, Iowa, where there's nothing but some land, where you can go somewhere and get a little English training or something. But being put in a big city and you don't know what's going on, what's to do, is just a little overwhelming. And I don't understand why we couldn't get some type of world organization together to where if it is a situation where these children can't truly get back home, I mean, it could be a program where, hey, we're going to send so many over to this place in France, and they're going to be taken care of, and this place over here in England somewhere, where we could split up some stuff going on, if that's an option that they would like to do.
Wow.
Or something, or set up some type of because then you have the assistance. We have welfare here. A lot of other countries don't have welfare, and we have Social Security and all this is help paying for stuff. At some point, I don't know how much of that is going into anything that has to do with the immigrants, or they have something separate set up for that, or if everybody, even U.S. citizens, are paying into this. And it's going toward immigrant aid or what have you or not. I see a lot of U.S. citizens being upset about that. They're thinking they're putting in money to help take care of U.S. citizens. That might not be. I'm not sure how all that works, but seems like immigration, because there was a lady who does work with immigrations, and they have funding to help them do to help them with, I think, medical bills and some other stuff. So I'm like, okay, if we have something like that, then maybe we should have some kind of a program to where it would help them entirely.
Right.
The separate system and all of that for any type of immigrants, no matter where you came from.
Well, I don't know.
I don't really know.
The focus needs to be more so on, I mean, I know we're supposed to help each other, you know, but at some point you have to just stand up and say, you know what, okay, let me just stop. Let me take a look at what's going on where I live. You know, people trying to get car loans getting turned down. People try to get home loans getting turned down because they have all these stipulations for us. But then if somebody comes over here from another country, they get whatever they want. How does that look?
Now, I don't necessarily agree with that because they get a lot of breaks, especially as far as businesses. They can come over here and open up a business and they get a lot of aid, but there's a lot of private organizations that will put up the money and fund to help them get that, which there's not a lot of private organizations that will fund to help ordinary U.S. citizens get that.
Exactly, and that's the problem.
And then here's another problem. The U.S. citizens here done jacked up their own self about their own credit and stuff to where they can't get a lot of stuff. It ain't nobody else's fault but ours. If you don't pay your bills on time, you mess up your credit rating, and you can't get a good house, but yet this immigrant can come across here or save up a little bit they have, get into a program, and, hey, they can get them a nice-sized house.
Okay.
But all your stuff is jacked up because you weren't responsible enough to keep up with your own financial situation.
It's crazy. It's a hot mess.
So, and it's like, so many, I know there's a lot of homeless Americans, but it's like with the programs that we do have, I'm surprised at the number we have because there is places you can go and where you can get help if you need to go back to school, get an education, to help you get your GED. I can see places being overcrowded a couple of times. You might not have a place, to lay your head a couple of times. But there are programs to help you get you back on the street where you can get an education, where you can get a job, where you can get off of the street.
Yep.
They got the welfare system. I mean, food stamps. People getting ridiculous mad food stamps. It don't make no sense. People getting $600-$700 food stamps. I'm sitting up here, can't even buy a ribeye or a T-bone steak, unless it's certainly a special occasion and got to save up for it when they can go out here and just cook it and grill it for the whole neighborhood in the backyard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't keep up with getting a bunch of fruits and vegetables in my house and they can get it like it's water. It don't make no sense how much they
don't. Girl.
Because I'm like, dang.
It irritates you because it's like, okay, I'm sitting here working like a freaking Hebrew.
What?
Can I please get something? So it's
what?
Like, I know, right? We work hard for our little money.
I'm serious. Groceries is high. You can get two, 3 bags and $100. What you saying?
I remember.
Girl.
Titi, I remember back in the day, if you go to the store with $20, you come out with a whole bunch of bags. If you go in the store now with $20, you might have a half a bag, and you might get a smile from the clerk saying thank you and have a nice day. Girl,
I'm serious. I can't tell you how many days we going to the superstore, like we going to Save a Lot or Just Save and looking for the 5 for $19.99 special just to make it through for a couple of days. If I can get it for 5 days.
Shoot.
That 5 for $19.99 has saved me out of the middle of the day when money's short. Milk, baby formula, cost money. Them diapers and wipes, they expensive. And
you know what? You remember back in the day, I don't know if y'all had that out there. There was a time when you go to the store, you go to like the meat market, and they had like a family. Let's say it was like a family of 4. And you could buy like a meat pack. Girl, you can't even find that no more. You lucky if you find some pork chops for $2.
Yeah, you're right. They far in between from what they used to be. I remember my grandparents used to take us to the meat. What do they call it? It wasn't a meat store they used to call it, but they would call it
packaging store,
slaughterhouse or whatever.
Oh,
they didn't call it a packaging store.
House.
And they would cut up stuff, and they had packages. You had a $40 package, a $50 package, a $70 package. You have a $100 package, and they'll tell you all the meats and stuff you can get in the package. Yeah, we don't have one of those in my city that I'm at now. We don't have anything like that here. But in Greensboro, there was a place in Greensboro that I knew that had some packages still. That was still selling them like that, but it's far and in between that you see the packages now, and they're getting a little high too because the meat is so high. I don't know who supplies them, or where they get their, But
one thing I do know I try to do is I try to make sure my stuff is from the USA. Because let me tell you this little story right quick. Okay, I told you that we were getting a table, right, from our kitchen area, a new table. Okay. So we had gone to the store, and I had got a proof of the credit and everything. Ordered my stuff, and this happened on 6/4. So the girl says, well, it'll be here on the 13th. I'm like, okay, cool. So the 13th rolls around, and she said, well, it didn't come in. Now they're saying the 17th. I'm like, okay, that's just a few more days. Then it became the 19th. Then it became the 20th. And I'm like, okay, every day now is, being pushed back further and further. So I went to the store to cancel the order. So the manager, he's like, well, let me check to see what the status is. So he pulls it up by my phone number, and he says, well, it's scheduled to come in on the 26th. I'm like, that's too far out. I'm tired of waiting. I'm going someplace else. So, we go to another store, Ashley's, found the table, just went home, talked about it, came back the next day, paid cash for it, and he placed my order, and my stuff came in last Saturday. So I don't understand. I couldn't understand why were they able to get, but this other store wasn't. So when I went to go pay my husband's bill, he told me, he said, well, there's riots at the L.A. Harbor. I'm like, okay, so that means that they're not really allowing anything to come in, ship-wise. So he says, well, there's boats out there that's just sitting there waiting on the harbor to get in because, the longshoremen, they're striking, all kinds of stuff going on. So he says food prices are going to jump up because, we can't get the stuff. So I started thinking about it. Okay, we got our own resources right here in America. Why we got to go overseas to get our vegetables? We can grow them right here. Girl. We got our own cows. We got our own chickens. Why?
Girl, let's talk about the chicken. Let's talk about the chicken. Because me and my mother-in-law had a conversation about this chicken yesterday.
Oh, Lord.
You got something now. We are taking chickens that we slaughtered, shipping them over to China, and China is like cutting them up, processing them, and packing, and sending them back to us.
Gosh,
and I'm like, why are we doing this? This is food stuff. I don't know how stuff is monitored and regulated in China, but I don't think it's as strict as what we have here in the United States. And there's also been stories about fish and tilapia. I got something.
I don't even eat tilapia no more.
I got an article about the tilapia, how over in China that what they were feeding the fish was not up to code. Yeah, and some of the things said something about sewer and feces stuff, and I'm like, seriously, I can't believe it. And I haven't researched extensively enough to disprove or validate. I just got that and read it, and I was like, seriously? I would think nobody would shoot to that, but just the idea of that, and how that particular brand is sold at Walmart, which is where I buy my tilapia from.
Yeah. But you know what? The bad thing about it is they're right, because I saw the article on thing, and I was like, I will not ever eat tilapia again. And since I read that, I refuse to eat it.
Okay, you've seen it too.
I won't eat it because when they show how stuff is raised, how they farm raised or whatever they call it, I can't do it. I'm like,
Now they bought Smithfield.
That's a grocery store chain, right?
It's a meat like hams and stuff.
Okay.
That you sell in the grocery store, yes. And that amazes me too, because how is it? I've noticed that there's a lot of companies here in the U.S. that's been bought out by foreigners and regulated through foreign policies or whatever here in the United States. Like that, there's a news company. It's a major, is it a magazine or is it a station? But it's been bought out by another country. One of those countries that's over there acting crazy right now, over in the Middle East. But they are over this news. I think it's a news show, a news broadcast here in the United States.
Wow.
And I'm like, and there's a lot of places like in New York, big corporations that are owned by foreigners. Mm-hmm. And it's like at some point, if there's like BP is over here, BP oil is everywhere.
Good.
It's British. It's British.
Yep.
British oil. And when they had that major oil spill and didn't have that cleanup plan together, and I'm like, BP is everywhere over this country.
Yeah.
It's almost like a McDonald's. I mean, you go to most cities, you'll see a BP station somewhere.
Yep. You're right. But something else. I don't eat McDonald's food either. Because, their food does not digest in your food, in your body. It stays there. It just sits there. Anytime you can put a hamburger on the shelf and it does not mold, something wrong with that picture. I'm just saying. I've
not tried that personally. Only thing I really like at McDonald's is the fries.
I have seen it. See, let me tell you. At this one time I was doing this Herbalife, right? So we used to go to these classes, and so on the shelf in the thing they had like McDonald's food. They had a McDonald's hamburger. They had some French fries, and they had something else. And it had been sitting up there. You can touch it. It was hard, but no mold. I promise you. And I was like, are you serious? And so at the time, my baby son was at home, my youngest. And we was talking McDonald's and stuff. He said, Mom, don't be eating that food. It ain't real. I'm like, what? And that was like the third time I heard it. Because he had researched today. That researching board right there. Girl, I will not eat McDonald's food, but I love their filet of fish. But I won't eat it. I had to go get it.
What's that song? What's the song, Shirley? Some filet of fish. Get me a filet of fish. What's that song that come about a filet of fish?
I don't know.
I used to sing that filet of fish song all the time. It used to drive me crazy.
But I won't eat it.
Oh, gosh.
No, man.
She used to crack me up singing that filet of fish. But the lady found the chicken head in her chicken McNugget.
Girl,
did you see that? That was on the internet.
Oh, my God. Okay, let's talk about chicken nuggets. Okay, now, maybe it's just me, but if you're going to get chicken nuggets, you need to get it from a place that specializes in chicken, not hamburgers. Therefore, if I'm going to get some chicken nuggets, they're going to come from Chick-fil-A because they specialize in chicken.
Girl, her chicken nugget had the whole beak and everything on the bird. No. It was fried up, battered, and fried with the whole head.
If you don't stop it.
She opened her box, and that was in there. It's one of her pieces. It's a black lady, too.
I would have had a fit. Could you imagine if you go there and you order some food, you come home, you get to the house, your mouth all set, and you open it and you see a chicken eye looking at you? Oh, my goodness. Girl, But listen to this. I decided to go ahead and look up tilapia, and it says, always buy wild caught fish, never farm raised. And this person was just saying that they had recently seen a food inspector on TV, and he said that he lived overseas, and he had seen the filthy conditions that the foods are raised and processed in. And
that's the article.
He says, it is enough to make you throw up. Okay, I saw this thing on Facebook one day, and it was showing how tilapia, they're all in this like this big old battered batch thing, or whatever they call it, and it's like fish on top of fish on top of fish. That's nasty. So I make sure now
I've seen the animal cruelty video.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the animal cruelty video over there?
What they gonna do is overseas. You see what I'm saying?
It was like they were skinning rabbits. They were still alive though.
No.
You could see them moving, and somebody videotaped the girl. You could see that they skin it, they cut it around the throat, peel the fur and stuff off, and throw it over to the side, and it be twitching, moving the eyes and stuff. Girl, that video brought me to tears. They foxes, cats come in like on this big old tractor trailer truck in these cages, and they'll take them and throw them to the ground and let it fall, and it will try to crush some of them, like break their bones or what have you.
Oh my God!
And then they would fur, and I think the cats too. something that they were doing with the cats, but they were in crates, and they would slam them on the ground real hard to crush some of them. Yeah.
Oh. See,
and stuff. It's like,
that is absolutely awful.
It was another animal. It wasn't a cow, I don't think. But I know for sure it was the foxes, the rabbits. The rabbit thing was sad. And that rabbit took a while for it to
finally die.
You know, I can imagine the hurt on that thing, and I was like,
I know, right? Ugh. Just the thought of that stuff makes my stomach get queasy.
I know people need money and stuff, but come on, I mean,
hey, you ain't got to get like that.
People do anything for $1. I'm telling you, I just
know what? No, ma'am.
My daughter found that video. My daughter found that video, and she was like, "Mom, you gotta look at this." And I saw it was kind of like a documentary. It was one of those like a charity place that places video up to tell you what was going on in other places. Right. And I looked at the video. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I think I looked at it twice because I was like such in shock.
I know,
about
right?
what was going on.
It's ridiculous. I mean, people don't. Okay, you know what? It's just, okay. I can't even say what I want to say because, but you know what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, okay, people need to eat, but at some point you just get to the point where you just like, you know what? Maybe I don't want to eat that anymore because if you know how things are, I'm to the point where I'm ready to just start growing my own vegetables and stuff. You know, I don't really have to have a lot of meat because it's to the point where, okay, like chickens, you know, they take chickens, they get them by their neck, and they actually wring their necks. I just think that's so cool.
Oh, well.
What you gonna say?
My grandparents used to do that, but they would either have their own chickens or they would buy them live, and they would, you know, twist the neck, throw it in the yard, it jump around, you know. But we would. You know, at that time I was young, I had the station of the feather plucking. So we had stations. Girl, I remember this so bad. It's back in the 80s, too. We had stations. I had the big old white bucket, you know, scalding hot water. You get them in there, and you get pick the foot, and then the next person had the you know, chop the neck and, you know, cut the meat and clean it out and package it. And they would buy a crate of chickens. They come in these little crates with wood slants and wire. And the whole family got involved, and they would split it up. So many chickens went to Aunt so-and-so, you know, and everybody pitched in, cleaned it up. And you cook it, you bag it up, and, you know, Ziploc it. And they went home with their chicken, and the other family went home with their chicken. And, you know, it was one whole day. Same thing if they did a hog. If they did a hog, you know, you had centers. Everybody broke it up and, you know, took what part they were going to do and cut it up and split everything up.
Wow. That sounds oof. But you know what? This is like, okay, I know you probably don't eat chitlins, but you know, we only eat those like maybe once a year. But I remember my mom told me a long time ago, she said that when they were growing up and they used to eat chitlins, they had them fresh. So when you have them fresh, can you imagine you cut the hog, you get everything out, and then you got to get this water hose and you got to put it in the shooter and rinse it out. I think if I ever had them fresh like that, I wouldn't eat them no more. I just wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to. Just the thought of it, just oof.
One of them they did let me keep. I begged for one of them. I was like, please don't. He was the littlest one, and his name was Bootsy.
What was his
name?
He
lived Bootsy.
Oh,
and he lived out in the bush in the front yard. He lived out of a bush, and I would take him something to eat every day. And then one day I got up and went to go feed him, and I saw a trail of feathers that went from that bush all the way down the street. Some dog or something that came and got him. Boy, I cried and I cried. I ran and told my grandma, I said, Bootsy is gone. And was drug away, girl, with a trail of feathers behind. I said, and came and got my bird and gone.
She probably fell out laughing.
She did. She consoled me, girl, because I was crying. I mean, I was cutting up. That was my pet. I was taking care of. I was messed up.
She said that was her pet.
That was. I took care of him. Make sure he had water. Look, I don't know if it was a he or she. How you tell? I don't know. Well,
okay.
I don't remember what it was. I just know I fed it and took care of it at the time.
Wow.
But
that is something else. Wow.
I was trying to find that video or where that video was that I saw.
Oh, but with the fish.
With the skin in it.
I ain't finna watch that. I tell you what though, when I was growing up, we had a couple of ducks in our backyard, and ducks are amazing, but they will, girl. Okay, we had one of the ducks was one of those like a white duck with the orange beak. I think his name was Donald. We call him Donald. And then we had one of those mallard ducks, the one that's like brown with the green head, the real pretty one. Her name was Quacky because she always just quack, quack, quack. Well, I think that she had an egg, and my crazy tail, I done went outside. I done got the egg, right? So I put the egg in an egg carton, wrapped up in a blanket.
You put the egg carton back in the blanket?
I put the egg back in a milk carton. You know how you cut the milk carton off? Because I'm going to hatch this myself. That didn't happen. But I remember I went outside one day. Girl, the duck chased me.
Oh, wow.
Them ducks, girl, a duck will chase you and pick. I'm talking pluck you with that beak. You talking about something that hurt. Oh, my goodness. That was some painful stuff right there.
Girl, I think I found it.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yes, I found it.
Oh, no. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, that's it. This particular one, it has raccoons in it.
Oh.
But the one I looked at, it had a part in there for the raccoons, too. And the poor little raccoon thing is trying to hold his head up, little skin off it and stuff. I just, woo. But it's at features.peta.org /
Okay. Features
PETA.org.
PETA?
PETA.
Oh, okay.
And then / Chinese Fur Farms /
You do not want me to watch that. Please
no, I don't.
Okay, thank you.
Don't watch.
I start crying. I get some of this stuff, and it's not like I'm a big baby or anything, but some of that stuff I just feel like, it's a bit much.
When you get to the last 30-something seconds of it, it's like, oh.
No.
But girl, we hadn't done a show in a while. I have enjoyed conversating.
I have to. We have to do this, at least. I think we should try to get back doing this at least once a month. I know that your work schedule sometimes it gets a little hectic, and mine does too. But I think that we need to get back into it because I really enjoy giving our opinions on things.
Yeah. And I miss Boogie.
Yeah, let me tell you about him. They went on vacation as a family, all his brothers, his sisters, and the kids. And me and my husband were going to go, but then we got to thinking about that. That wasn't going to be no vacation because you go away and you still got to cook. There ain't no vacation. You got to watch some kids. Mm-hmm. That's not a vacation.
No.
So I'm glad to do it. I think they came back, yesterday, but I haven't heard from him yet. So I really don't know. You know what? Today, me and my husband, we start our vacation. Yay. So I think tonight I'm going to order Chinese food instead of cooking.
You on vacation?
PTO starts tonight. When I get off work at 2:30 today, I will come back until the 21st. Oh, Lord, thank you.
So you weren't going to tell me until you were getting ready to sign out. See ya.
No, girl, I thought I had told you I was going on PTO. Peter, I told you
today.
That. Girl.
See, I would have been looking for you tomorrow.
No, you wouldn't, because I'd have been like, oh, I'm off. But you got my cell phone number. You can call me anytime. You know that. Don't play with me. Anytime you need me, you can call me. So she done got quiet on me now.
No, I'm here. I know you.
Don't be mad. Be happy for me, because I hadn't been on vacation.
I am.
On vacation. Wait a minute. Hold up. How you going to get mad when you left me for all them months. When you had that little baby, did you forget?
Oh, I didn't forget. I enjoyed my time off.
Oh, I know. I was missing you, and I was
extra.
crying.
I was like, this the last one.
I couldn't bother you because I figured, like, this is bonding time for her and the baby and stuff. But you
really thought you were bothering me.
Girl, you probably could meet my crazy self, because we have crazy issues. Let me ask you this: how come you're not on Pinterest? Have you heard of that before?
I'm on Pinterest.
I don't ever see you on there.
Because I don't really go up there.
Oh my God, they have so many good craft things that you could do with your daughter. All kinds of fantastic ideas. So you better get on that Pinterest.
I just Google stuff and be finding stuff.
You're so silly. Come on.
I've been Googling stuff. I mean, I found some stuff today, girl. I've been just updating stuff too about I think the last thing I posted today was about making a collapsible portable tent.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know how you have, especially if you got little boys and they want something to go play under besides you getting one of your sheets and hooking it to a chair or something.
Okay.
That's how you can make a portable tent. Yeah, a fort. That's exactly right. It was how to make a little fort. And that's something I thought about. I said, you need to take that to the beach.
Girl, who you telling?
You take that to the beach and everything. So I was looking at that, how to do, because I've been looking up stuff anyway, because the family reunion is coming up, and I've been thinking about ideas and stuff for that.
Yeah.
So I've been looking at a lot of craft and game stuff. And I got the urge to go camping now that I'm not pregnant anymore.
I know, right?
And in summer, I kind of want to go camping. So I've been looking up some stuff to do while camping.
Okay.
As well, and I found something like little camping bingo, camping scavenger hunt, camping charades.
Okay.
There's a bunch of recipes, foil recipes that you could put little things in some aluminum foil and throw it on a campfire.
Oh wow!
Like chicken and potatoes. You can wrap it up in some foil, put some little marinade together, and stick it on the grill, let it cook. It's in the foil.
Mm-hmm. Now.
So I've been looking up stuff like that most of today, and collecting little videos of how to make your own lava lamps and those you know how some people go collect lightning bugs and put them in jars?
Yes.
That they used to do that then in the day. Well, I don't really see that many lightning bugs nowadays.
I was just getting ready to say that, because the last time I saw lightning bugs, I think I was in Georgia at my brother's house, and we only saw like one or two. You don't see them anymore.
Butterflies either.
Who butterflies?
We don't see that many butterflies here, or bumblebees.
I have noticed that.
I don't see that many grasshoppers. I remember when I was coming, the grasshoppers were everywhere.
Everywhere, but now they're not.
I don't see that many grasshoppers. And praying mantis, the walking sticks, I don't really see those anymore.
None of them. I wonder what happened. I wonder if it's because of all the pesticides and stuff that have been put out there. I don't know.
It's very possible that in the ecosystem or something, but there are fewer and fewer every year. And you don't see that many hummingbirds like you used to?
You know what? You sure right, because there used to be one that used to come to the window at the other place we used to live in. But I tell you what I do see a lot of, though, after 5 o'clock, if you go to the grocery store, either to the Walmart or to the Kroger's, girl, them grackles be everywhere. I mean,
the what?
Grackle. They're these black birds that they take over the parking lot. And if you park your car up under a tree, you do it at your own risk. And I'm serious. Because if girl park it under the tree if you want to, when you come back, you're going to have to go to the car wash, because they're going to go ahead on and take care of that for you. No joke. And it's funny because these birds be serious. You never heard of a grackle?
No. It sounds like something, a crackle out of the not dinosaur, but the medieval age or something, like the Great Kraken or something like Davy Crockett and Kraken.
It's a bird called a crackle.
Oh.
I mean,
But the reason the reason I brought up fireflies, why I bring them up? Oh, because I saw a thing where you could make the jar look like it's got fireflies in it using glow in the dark paint.
Oh, okay.
In a jar, and you could charge it in the sun, and it'll glow like you know.
Oh,
But
that's cute.
yeah, I like doing craft. I miss it. I'm just such in a small place now that I really can't invite a group over like I want to, like my activity club back going and do stuff. Because I have smaller space, and
but
everywhere out in the community want to charge you for using space. So.
Oh wow.
I don't know.
Well, that's okay because you'll eventually be able to do what you want to do again. It's all about timing, I think. Everything. Always.
Yeah. So I do miss it. I want to make something. I'm going to be making something soon. I know that. I got a list of stuff that I want to go ahead and make, and stuff that we like to remake again, like bath fizzies, and then made them in a while. The duct tape wallets were very fun.
You know what? I was at I think it was at I want to say Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Anyway, good. Those stores, they have it was Joann's Fabrics. They have so many different designs on that duct tape, and I look at this and I just crack up laughing because I think about you in them person. I'd be like, Titi can sit up here and she can do all kinds of stuff. And, because you and your daughter, y'all was doing it in person. I was like, wow.
I went and bought some material last week and made me some praise flags to practice with because I don't have any flags.
Okay.
And in a veil, so I can practice my dance at home with the veil and stuff. Okay. So I was like, You know how you have the cross stitch hoops, right?
You do what?
The cross stitch hoops. You ever cross stitch before you make the little X's in the fabric to make words and stuff? Yeah. Okay, you had the little hoops that hold it around there?
Yeah, the little
I was looking for some wooden ones because I could wrap that in some ribbon and put some streamers on it and make it for the little kids, the girls, the little kids to fan it around like some little praise little streamers or something, and put a little jingle bell on it, make some noise and stuff. But they don't have the wooden ones at the Walmart. And they don't have any craft stores around here. So I'm going to have to try to find something online.
Look online, Amazon. You know how you like to go online and look at stuff. I'm an
eBayer. I don't even like Amazon that much.
Oh, well, go on eBay. Maybe you'll find some. But yeah, I'm just talking about now. I don't even think they still make the wood ones. I think everything is turned to plastic now.
Well, the wooden ones were cheaper. I don't know what in the world happened. Because I went and looked at some of the plastic ones. They were like over $1 or something. I remember the wooden ones being like 59 cents, 70 cents.
Things change. You know how the world changes. Everything changes.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting thinking, I'm like, I'm not going to cook today. I'm going to go order. When my husband tells me he's on his way home, I'm going to go call in to Jade Dragon, and I'm going to order us some combination fried rice, and I'm going to order some pepper steak. They have the best pepper steak over there. No, we're going to go there and eat it. I'm not going to, no, we're going to eat at the house because I got my table now. So I like to sit at my table because, I get to sit up high.
George Foreman grill or something today.
Oh, you know what?
I'll probably do that.
That's what
it's rainy here, so I don't know if I go out. It was real bad earlier when we were having a conversation about the kids. Because I knew, looking at the news yesterday, there was an advisory for possible tornado watch. While we were talking, I had the window open. The wind was cutting the trees sideways, and the rain poured down. I was like, ooh.
Wow.
But it stopped. It's fast now, so I probably won't go too far other than pick up the baby and come back. But and I don't know about revving up the charcoal grill outside because it's so wet looking. It looks like it might storm again out there. So
I thought you said you got to do it on George Foreman though.
I do. We have a George Foreman. I probably throw some meat in there.
Yeah, do it on there or put on the rotisserie. You know what? It's too late for the rotisserie though. But you know what? I was thinking I wanted to use my rotisserie again. But it's hard to find that twine, to do like the whole chickens, because I know it says you're supposed to tuck in the legs and the wings so they don't get caught in the elements.
Oh, I don't even use the twine. I cook my whole chickens in there.
How do you
know what I do? Here's the secret. Okay, you know how they have the 2 prongs that go through the chicken, right? Okay.
Oh, you said it.
So what I do is I take the wings, put the wings through the prong first.
Okay.
Okay, it's kind of hard, it's tricky to try to just get the 2 wings, and then I lift the feet up straight and put the breast through, and I maneuver all the way down through the legs and everything, and put everything on the 2 skewers.
Oh, on the prongs. Okay, gotcha.
That way I don't have to use a twine to keep it together. It goes up through the legs and all, straight up through the bird.
Okay.
I have to evenly disperse it because you don't want too much breast going forward and you get to the thighs and then it gets cooked and it fall off. So I evenly distribute, try to get through the middle of the breast, thighs, and the legs. But I put all of it on this 2 screws, and then I don't have to worry about any twine or nothing. It just goes all the way down and stick it in there.
Gotcha.
And I've been doing that for over a year now, and that's been working good because I was like, I ain't got any twine and stuff, and I said, you know what, I'm going to try to do it this way. I think the hardest part is to get the wings first above the breast, the wings, and then maneuver the breast in, because you got to kind of hold the wings right at the edge till you can get the breast down through there. Okay. But once you get that in there, it's easy sliding through the rest of the chicken.
Okay, well, yeah. Well, you know what I might just do then? I'll probably just go to the store and buy one already done.
Oh, yeah, you can do that too.
Because, sometimes, chicken only costs if I go to Costco, it's like $4. But they got these huge chickens. I mean, these chickens are big. Big.
Are they U.S.?
As far as I know, they are. So that's why, I like to buy my chickens like in the packages from like when I do catering and stuff. That's where I get it from. And I swear that paper say made in the U.S. Because if they don't, we're gonna have problems. Because I just kind of want to have stuff done, right way. So yeah.
That's something else we talked about yesterday too, about a lot of the U.S. jobs are moving overseas, and I can understand corporations trying to save money.
Yeah, but you know what? But in the long run, with them doing that in the long run, they're not really saving money, because what happens is people get tired of calling customer service and you say your name is Mike, knowing your name is Haquando, and you can barely understand what the heck they're saying. So what happens is people, they pull out. So they really don't make money when they do that. They end up coming back to the States, because I called HP one day. And I know good dog and well, that man's name was not what he said it was, because you can hear it in the accent. It's like, really? You think I'm Google the fool?
Well, he could be U.S., citizen, and, because we got a coworker that was, a U.S. citizen, but she has an accent.
They have really bad accents. Plus, you can hear them all in the background talking, so no. No. Because we all work at home. And, that's just not what not it.
Well, we're going to have to wrap up our show today. Because, we've been talking for a little while, and Homegirl might have to have a little break.
Okay. Look. Wait a minute. Guess what time it is? Guess what time it is?
It's shut down time for one.
No, it is. Yes, it is. What you talking about?
It's time to shut it down. Yeah. It's vacation time for you.
Yes, tell the Lord thank you.
Thank you. Well, girl, maybe we can get together next week and do it all over again. But when you coming back? Are you going to be here next week?
I'll come up on the 21st. That's a long time.
Calendar and something crap. Let's see. 21st. Yeah, that ain't next week. That's like the week after next. So, okay. Maybe like the 24th or something.
Yeah, we can do that week.
We hit it again on the 24th.
Yeah. That's
all right, Shug. Have fun. Enjoy your vacation. Right. And we will see you in over a week from now. And send me pictures or whatever y'all doing that's fun.
If we
so
do
I can talk about
taking a picture for. All right.
All right, then.
It was wonderfully fine.
Thank you, audience, for tuning in today to Woman2Woman, and we'll see you next time right here on I Will Live for JC.